Maestro music.
The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to it. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday morning. I hope everybody's up and at it and having a great day, great morning so far this morning, and everybody's getting into it. Yo, man, what a up and down weekend in these markets, man. Crazy in the crypto market, just crazy price action. But, you know, we talked about this on Friday and told you guys, like, be careful. We're just touching altcoin season, and there was a possibility that we'd go back to Bitcoin season, kind of where we are right now. But, yo, what a crazy market, man. It's it's one of these markets you just can't call it. It's too hard to call consistently all the time. So, but it's the markets we love. It's the volatility we love. That's what we're craving for. You know, that's why we're in these markets. We're in these markets for this volatility. You know, that's kind of what it is, right? And you love the ups, you buy the pullbacks, and you know, and you wait for this thing to really take off and really go. Which I think it's gonna. I think this market's really gonna go. I think you know, it's just the lizard people are kind of like sucking up some liquidity and waiting for this market to take off, and they're going to suck up as much liquidity as they can on the stock market and the crypto market, as long as they can suck it up, man. And it's the game we play. It's the game we love, man. But happy Monday morning to everybody. Good morning, Junior. Good morning, Junior. Glenn, grand rising to you, my brother. Grand rising to you, my brother, too. Selmo, good morning. Good morning, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Man, it got cold around us, Selmo. Got cold around us, man. I ain't liking this, man. Very volatile. Yeah, it's very volatile on both sides, man. But liquidations, man, that's the thing, especially on Bitcoin right now. I mean, you had somebody put in over $200 million long. You know, of course, you know, they're starting to cash out a little bit. But that was a big long that somebody took. You know, obviously they're starting to cash out a little bit, but you know that the lizard people wanted to liquidate that long, but luckily the dude was smart enough to start taking some profit. So that was a good thing for him. So him or her, I don't know who it was, but you know, because they were definitely going to get liquidated. The lizard people were coming after that. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, my brother. Good morning, good early afternoon to you, brother. What's going on? Yeah, the market is like that Brooklyn Bridge, man. It's crazy, man. You know, you got that market like the Brooklyn Bridge. It kind of hits it, boom, and breaks, and then you know the foundation's good, so it'll still stand. But man, how about that ship running off the Brooklyn Bridge? What's up, Scottish? Good morning, my brother. Good morning. How are you, man? Yo, we do got bear down, man. We got bear down. Like right now, like this is the time. Like people should be buying a little bit of every single dip, right? And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, you know, this is the time in the market where if you were in the market, the whole bear market, your long-term bag should be pretty much packed, and you should have what you need. And everything you buy now on these pullbacks really should be short-term bags, right? You're buying them on a pullback, selling them on the up, right? And making some money there. Buy that 20 to 30% pullback, sell it when it goes back up, and then rinse and repeat this whole sideways action. But if you were in it the whole bear market, like, you should have enough in your long-term bags where you're really not worried about it. Like, I'm not doing a ton of buying. I'm doing a lot of trading, but not a ton of buying, because we've been buying for 3 years right now, right? We've been buying for 3 years. Everyone hit that like button. Yeah, smash that like button. You guys smash that share button as well. Gotta appreciate that. Trump's having a phone call with Putin. Yeah, Trump's having a phone call with Putin, and Zelensky, actually. But the real thing is the Moody downgrade. We'll get into this. Moody downgraded the United States debt. They downgraded them, which, what? They should be. They should be downgraded. The national debt's way too high. They should have been downgraded probably before now. Hopefully good news. Yeah, we need some good news on that war front. We need some good news over there. We need some good news with the Iran situation as well. We need some good news with the tariff negotiations. But Moody's, that when they downgraded the America, that hurt the markets late on Friday going into the weekend. But you know what? They should have been downgraded. People get mad, when people downgrade a country's debt. But when you got debt, you got debt. And I keep saying to you guys, at some point we're gonna have to pay this bill, right? At some point we're gonna have to pay this bill, and the bill's gonna come due, and it's starting to come due. Especially over here in the United States. There's a time where you have to pay these bonds back, and that time is starting to come, and you see China starting to even put more of their debt back into the market. So there's a lot going on in the big world of finance, but a downgrade was definitely the right thing for Moody's to do. It needed to be downgraded. And I'm a United States citizen, and I'm saying that, the debt needed to be downgraded. Let's go ahead and look at this thing. The Asian markets, they didn't trade well. The European markets woke up this morning over there where Ken is. They're selling off as well. This morning, this early afternoon, they're selling off as well. Not looking too good on a Monday morning over there in the European markets. United States pre-markets, they're not looking that hot either, as you would have expected from the downgrade of the debt from Moody's. But what is actually booming this morning is gold. Gold is actually coming back up, and gold is one of these things where people are running for safety right now, based on the markets. I don't blame them at this point, with all of these things up in the air. How can you feel secure with where you're at, right? And right here, you got your downgrade right here. And the Dow drops 300 points. That's a big drop from a downgrade. So definitely have issues. Definitely have issues going on right now. Nvidia is hanging in there pretty well. A lot of the tech stocks are hanging in there pretty well. I mean, they're going to take a pullback, but they're hanging in there halfway decent. So that does bode a little bit well for crypto, since the cryptos like to follow the tech stocks as well. But we have definitely had some sideways action on crypto. Getting over here to the crypto market, you got the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index ticking back up to 71, which is back in greed. But here's what I was telling you guys to watch out for on Friday, was that we were just in altcoin season. Like, we were just hitting the tip of altcoin season, and that there was a possibility that we were going to lean back into Bitcoin season, and that's exactly where we're at right now. 24 out of 100 puts us back in Bitcoin season, which kind of makes sense given the fact of where the markets are right now. People are going to run for safety again, much like gold. They're running for safety. They're running to Bitcoin because it's just a safer bet than some of these altcoins for these normies who really don't know exactly what is going on and what to do. They're running for safety, and you see the big flows into Bitcoin right now because of that. So, we'll see where we head the rest of this week. We have some inflation data coming out this week, that could basically send us even further into Bitcoin season or send us right into altcoin season. But we have to wait and see where that data comes out. I believe it's on Wednesday. So we'll see. I believe it's on Wednesday. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. But yeah, we are definitely back in Bitcoin season. Kind of something that I kind of expected to happen. That's why I brought it up to you guys on Friday. Kind of expected that we would fall back here. Just the market's just not ready for that massive run up yet. So market cap sitting at $3.24 trillion right now. Definitely holding above that $3 trillion dollar mark. But you can see right here, it started to take a dip back on Friday and just kind of traded sideways all weekend long. That's all that really happened. Yesterday, we got a pump up in Bitcoin to 106, and then it pumped back down to 103, pumped back up to 106, and then pumped back down to 103. And that was just the lizard people coming in on a Sunday where there's very low volume, and it's easier for them to come in and liquidate some of them shorts by pumping the market up to 106. And then liquidating some longs by pumping it down to that high 102, 103 level. So that was the lizard people just messing around and liquidating some of them shorts and longs and taking some of that liquidity out of the market. That's all that was going on yesterday. But, you seen the pump up. Nothing else really followed. None of your altcoins really followed that pump. So that's when you knew it was a liquidation pump by the lizard people. So Friday, you see the ETF inflows and outflows on Friday. Definitely we're to the positive side. 260 million of Bitcoin to the positive, and Ethereum was looking at right around a couple mil. Not bad, but Ethereum's ETF is lagging behind a little bit, but you would expect that right now. Here's the big key right here, though. You see Bitcoin's dominant starting to pump back up to 63%. Remember on Friday we were down to like that 61%, and Ethereum was up over 9%, trying to touch 10%. It dropped back down to 8.9%. So you see people starting to run to Bitcoin for safety right now in this market, which kind of makes sense. When you looked at the overall picture of where the markets are headed. You got gold pumping up. Now you got Bitcoin pumping up, right? So, got to kind of expect that. What we got going on chain right now? On chain, BSC doing the most 24-hour volume, sitting at $4.3 billion in 24-hour volume. Solana was up to $4 billion on Friday when we talked. It dropped back down to 2.9 billion. So a lot less trading going on Solana right now, but it's the weekend. You expect Solana to pump up as the week moves on. You got Ethereum at 1.7, and Base coming in at number 4 at just over 1 billion. Base surprises me a little bit. Usually on the weekends, it drops below that $1 billion mark, but Base has actually been able to hold that $1 billion in 24-hour trading volume. So it kind of surprised me a little bit, but you know what? Maybe that's just a sign of things to come, that people are starting to trade a little bit more on Base than normal. And we got this little token over here at Arbitrum, which I'm really watching and really into at this point. I think it's going to do some numbers, sitting at 882 million. So, Junior, what's good? What is good with Junior, Glenn? What is good with Junior? So, and then we got Suey sitting over here, coming in at number 6 at 576 million. So Suey's doing decent as well. So I would say for a weekend, on-chain movement is actually, pretty damn good for a weekend, especially at BSC. 4.3 billion is a huge number to put up over a weekend, especially on a Sunday. So BSC did a great job this weekend. Getting over here to the crypto bubbles, I mean, it's really no surprise. We're clearly all in red on the daily here. We've got Bitcoin sitting at 102, 102.8. Couldn't hold on to that 103 mark consistently. So you see a bigger drop in Bitcoin as the morning goes on, sitting at 102.8. We'll see if we can get back up to 103. Got Ethereum taking a nice step back here at $2,411. What's the 411, huh? What's the 411? But $2,411, now 12. So messed me up there. XRP had a pullback, sitting at $2.31. It couldn't hold on to that 250 level. So it definitely took a step back to this $2.31 level. Now you're hoping that it can hold on to 225, right? You don't want it to drop below 225. So definitely looking for XRP to hold on to that 225 level. So Junior says he's living the dream. There's my man Seiko. What's up, baby? It's a lot of pump. Doesn't excite me. Yo, Solana, we'll see. I mean, I think Solana's gonna pump. I think Solana's gonna put up numbers, but when? You gotta wait for the rest of the market to kind of take off. In order for that to happen, when is that Solana pump going to happen? I don't know. On-chain data says that people are moving. We just looked at it. People are moving their money around the blockchain, which is good. Stablecoin bill is going to be key for especially these layer ones. In the United States, looks like they're trying to push it through this week. We'll see. It keeps hitting resistance every time they try to push it through. So we'll see if they can get it through this week. But I think the stablecoin bill is one of the things that'll really pump this market. It'll really bring a lot of on-chain activity to the market. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's hard to anticipate when that's actually gonna go through, because they've been playing with that thing for a while. So we'll see. SPX 6900, that's my boy right there. I love that token. Has a strong floor. Yeah, SPX 6900 has a strong floor. Pepe has a strong floor right now. And SPX 6900 is one of these tokens that I think is absolutely gonna move. It's gonna go, and when it goes, it's gonna go. Seiko, man, you know what's good, dog. You know what's good. It's a great morning, man. Yo, man, I forgot to tell you, man. I forgot to ask you, man. What the hell? Why you guys bombing shit out there in California, man? I'll probably get a strike for that. Why you guys bombing stuff out there? But Solana pump, it's gonna happen, and Solana's gonna move, man. I just have this feeling. But these blockchains, I think they're just waiting for their stablecoin bill to go. A little bit about what's going on in the world of news. Vitalik wants to he's proposed partially stateless nodes for Ethereum scalability. Here's the issue, that's starting to come out a little bit with Ethereum, and we knew this for a long time, is their scalability in their ability to really put transactions through at a reasonable price level and at a reasonable speed is an issue. Heat's in the building. Heat's in the building. Good morning, brother. Happy Monday to you. Ethereum has had this issue with scalability and had this issue with price, right? The less nodes they have, the slower the transactions, the more it costs. So now they're trying to fix it. You know, they're trying to fix it with some partially stateless nodes and things like that. But, you know, which, you know, I'm glad they're starting to recognize what the problem is over there and actually trying to fix it. But I just think that it's one of these things where, are you going to get it done during this bull market when we go into this bull market, or did you wait too long? And my opinion is for price action on Ethereum, for actually on-chain price action on Ethereum, I think that they probably waited too long. But I think you'll get positive price action on Ethereum up to $8,000 just because it's Ethereum, right? But you're not going to see that $10 to $20 put, that $10,000 to $12,000 push, because they haven't fixed their blockchain enough. So, you know, and you're starting to see it now. You're starting to see proposals and articles and stuff like that. They're starting to point out the problems that we've been talking about here forever. So it's of no surprise to us. But XRP secures its first partner over in the UAE after getting its license, which is huge news for them. They went over there. They had great meetings in the UAE. They really showed up in Dubai and started some conversations over there. They secured their first partner, but obviously it's not showing up in the price. I mean, just because the whole market is kind of down right now. So, you know, and this always happens to XRP. XRP is like the redheaded stepchild, I swear to God. Every time they have good news, the market's down. The market takes a hit. Every time, you know, XRP will release a partnership, or they're even with their case or anything like that. Every time they have good news, the market seems to just go down on them. Like they can never really capitalize off the good news that they have. But, you know, again, XRP sitting at the number 3, number 4 token, depending on where it's at on the day. So it's going to take a lot of money to move that market cap. But it doesn't help, man. You get this good news and then boom, all of a sudden, you know, the market comes down. It happens every single time, man. Yeah, CME is launching futures for XRP. Yeah, and you know, Coinbase also has futures for XRP as well, derivatives, I should say. So the XRP ecosystem is really starting to heat up. I mean, you have all of these futures starting to be listed, you know, on these different exchanges and derivatives and options and things like that. But the real big, the one that we're waiting for is them spot ETFs. June probably, right? June, somewhere up in there. So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for them 18 spot ETFs to hit the market. I think they're going to hit all at once. I think they're lining up and they're going to hit all at once. But that's what we're really looking for, so that when we come over here, you know, and we're looking at this ETF volume on a daily basis, what you want to see is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP all loaded up inside of this volume over here, right? That's kind of what we're looking for. That's what we want to see, you know, where this ETF volume is. And I do expect XRP to be the next one to get up there relatively soon in June. But I also believe that HBAR is in prime position, you know, to follow, you know, and there's a couple other ones that are in prime position to follow as well. But I think HBAR, Litecoin, a lot of people like that are really loading up to follow that. I think we got a Dogecoin one out there. I think you got a Pepe one out there. I know you got Polkadot One out there. You got a lot of ETFs sitting out there, but really, I think the big one is really XRP. That's going to be the one that everybody starts to talk about, and then you're gonna have the HBAR one. I think that everybody will start to talk about as well. And then you got Grayscale trying to convert, which I think that I can't stand Grayscale, but I think you got to give respect where respect's due, and they have a lot of money. They're trying to convert their trust, their big scale trust, where they take all the top 50 tokens, and they put them all into one trust. They're trying to convert that to an ETF, which I think will be huge because people can just buy that ETF and they're investing in the I think it's the top 25. My bad. I think it's the top 25 cryptos. So I think that's people will be socking a lot of money away in that, and I expect more for us to see more of that. But really, it's really all about the ETF, the XRP ETFs right now. When moon, then I think we're gonna moon. I think we're gonna have a good summer. A lot of people have been on this sell in May and go away strategy, and I think that strategy this year is probably going to kick a lot of people right in the butt, because I think that this summer, if you can get these ETFs kicked off, you get some of these tariff deals taken care of, because remember, there's only 90 days, right, with the China one. So we got to hear something within these next 90 days here. I think if you get these things straightened out, you get a budget passed here in the United States, get the stablecoin bill through maybe this week, and get it to the president's desk here pretty soon. I think all of that will line up for a great summer. I think we're gonna have a great summer. But here's the big one. Here's the news that got me kind of excited. JP Morgan, it settles its first tokenized treasury transaction on a public blockchain utilizing Chainlink and Ondo, right? So think about JP Morgan taking its treasuries from its private blockchain, right? Its private blockchain. Ladybug, good morning. So JP Morgan took its treasury from its private blockchain, the JP Morgan private blockchain, moved it over to the Ondo chain, right? Which is coming. This is they're testing these transactions on Ondo, the Ondo chain, which is absolutely going to be massive, I believe. And they did it utilizing Chainlink. So this is massive news. This is when your real money is starting to come into crypto. Like, let's face it, retail money, they call it dumb money, and because it's so small, right? But this is big money. We're talking JP Morgan utilizing, doing test transactions on Chainlink and utilizing Ondo, the Ondo chain, which isn't even out yet. The Ondo chain's not out yet, so they're just kind of testing these things, going back and forth. But the whole key is JP Morgan is the biggest bank in the world, not just in the United States, in the world. JP Morgan is and it's got its own blockchain, and so the whole time that they were flooding crypto, they were building their blockchain, which is, we've been through that. It's either here nor there. But the fact that they're tokenizing their treasuries and moving them across these chains, you got to look at who they're using, right? They're using Chainlink and they're using Ondo, which should really set you guys up for, should let you know that these players are going to be big in this space. If JP Morgan's using them, these players are going to be big. But this is what really got me excited this weekend. I know price action kind of, in crypto is kind of terrible right now. But I look at this as a good thing of where we are at price action right now. But, we'll get into that. But I think that this right here is the future of cryptocurrency. Real world tokenized assets is the future. This is what you're going to see. This is what's going to push this whole crypto market to the next level. And who's at the forefront right now of tokenized assets is you have Chainlink and Ondo right now. And that's why I keep telling you guys, Ondo under $1 is an absolute steal. for where, my opinion, from where the price is right now, it's an absolute steal. When Daniel gets excited, you get it. When I get excited, you get excited too. Yeah, this is big news, man. People don't realize tokenizing these treasuries and moving them across chains, right? So think about it. Like, you can move these treasuries from, they're testing these things, and you're moving your treasuries from a private blockchain with JP Morgan to a public blockchain at Ondo, utilizing Chainlink, which means that you're going to be able to move, JP Morgan is going to be able to move these treasury bonds to Ethereum, to BNB, to Polygon, to all of the layer twos, Sui as well, all of these things. So it doesn't matter where you're buying it, right? You're going to be able to move it across all of these chains. And what does this do? More importantly, what does real world tokenized assets do for people? It allows them to trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, which isn't being done right now. So they're leaving so much money on the table because they can't trade. When the stock market's closed, it's closed, right? It's closed, it's closed. You can't do nothing. When the bank's closed, it's closed. You can't do anything. This allows you to move 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is bigger than any other news that's out there right now. This is moving real world tokenized assets forward. This is where it's at. Ladybug's in the building. Heat's in the building. Girl, Ladybug, stopping by in the morning. I got her up. Seiko, Selmo, we got Ladybug up. Ladybug's up, hanging out with us this morning. JP Morgan bullish. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of JP Morgan, just because of how they treated crypto for a while. But I gotta give respect where respect due. They are the biggest bank in the world. You know what I mean? And not just in the United States, in the world. So, you got to give respect where respect is due. And the fact is, they can move a lot of money, and they can move it fast, and they control a lot of these markets. So, hey, if they're using Ondo and they're using Chainlink, I want to be buying that. I want to be buying that because they're going to be moving it. This is what they're going to be used. And remember, when Ondo Chain comes out, it's going to be half public, half private. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a very unique blockchain where they're going to split it between public and private, but how they're going to connect the two is obviously Chainlink. So big news. That's huge news for real world tokenized assets right there. Because this is the future of crypto. This is where crypto's going. Is these real world tokenized assets. Everybody can sit here and say, oh my God, we're going to move all of these projects and everything else across Solana, across Ethereum and everything else. Yeah, that's great. And we're going to make some money there. But when you look at the big picture, it's really real world tokenized assets. And the people that are working in this sector right here are really going to make the money. And it's also real cross-border payments. ISO 2022, that's where the money is going to be made. In the long run, that's where we're making the money. It's great. We're going to play with low market caps. We're going to play with memes. We're going to do all that. But the real money is going to be made in real world tokenized assets and cross-border payments. And we're going to play with the AI narrative for a little while. That'll be the narrative, one of the narratives for the bull run as well. And then that'll fade out just like all the rest of them. But real world tokenized assets will not fade. There's too much money there. But yeah, where are we feeling that in on this hour? Because we're getting crushed on the daily. Hour don't look too bad. Looks like we're starting to come back up in this hour right now. So I mean, come back up from where? Come back up from 103. Like I said, this thing pumped up to 106 yesterday. Pumped back down to 103. Pumped back up to 106. Pumped back down to 103. So just a lizard people liquidating the longs and shorts, playing the liquidation game when there's not a lot of volume on chain. So, only the lizard people, the people with that money sucking up all that liquidity, can really move Bitcoin's market cap in order to suck up that liquidity. And they like to do it on the weekends when the volume's low because it's cheaper. But again, you see Ethereum struggling a little bit. XRP kind of struggling a little bit too, but hopefully it can stay above this 225 mark. BNB, man, fell under that 650 mark. Great time to get yourself a short-term bag of BNB. And like I told you guys, like we've been at this thing for 3 years, buying the whole bear market. So everything you're buying right now, you probably should be just putting away for a short-term bag, right? You buy that dip, and then you wait for that thing to come back up, and you get rid of that short-term bag, and you're making some money at the same time that you're waiting for that long-term bag to really take off. And that's really how this game's played. It's really how you kind of make money as you're moving up. You buy that 20 to 30% dip, you come back in, you wait for it to recoup. Go back up to its previous high, a little bit above, you ride it up, and then when it looks like it starts to come down, you get rid of that short-term bag. Boom. And you make what you can make at the same time that you're waiting for your long-term bags to take off. But you sell them short-term bags. Yeah, it is. That's what we were saying. This market's really consolidating, and it's got very, very, very high volatility right now. This thing is swinging back and forth, and it's going sideways, but it's going on a very an aggressive sideways. Let's just say, all right. So when we look at this, and this is the total 3 minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, so this is the rest of your altcoins. You can see it starting to retest a lot of these moving averages. You got the 200-day moving average right here that this thing's bouncing off of. You have a 100-day moving average right here, which is way above. So you see it starting to come back here and test some of these averages, sitting at $864 billion right now. It's starting to test them, but when you start to really get into to Bitcoin and what Bitcoin's really doing, it's, if you look at it you just look at the sideways action, but look at the wicks on that thing, 106 and some change, all the way down to 102, high 102s right here these past 2 days. I mean, these swings are rough, right? These swings are big swings back and forth. So if you play the market right, if you're experienced and you think that you can play the market right, you can long and short a lot of these things, right? If you're not experienced in that, I suggest you stay away from that, because you definitely can and probably will get wrecked. So I would suggest that you stay away from a lot of that. You see the RSI, it doesn't even know which way to go. It wants to cross and go back up, and then boom, it comes back down. It wants to cross and go back up. So it doesn't even know which way to go, right? So when you look at this for what it is, you have to be very, very careful on how you play this thing. Stay on the porch. You can stay on the porch. You know me, but I'm a riverboat gambler, Ladybug. So I'm in this thing. Like, I will swing a long on you and then turn around and swing a short on you in a minute. But again, I look at it like, I have my trading account, and that's the money that I look at. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to play this market for what it is, right? And we're going to go long, we're going to go short, we're going to go long, we're going to go short. We're going to do this thing. And we're going to try to ride this thing, and we're either going to win or we're going to lose. But we're going to put the money down. And that's just because, I've been doing this for a little while, so I can swing that, right? I can try to swing it, I should say. Not to say you're not going to get wrecked. You very well could get wrecked out here. Lord knows, some we win some, we lose some. Ethereum, same thing. You watch Ethereum over the past couple of days, like, it's pumped up right around high 25s all the way down here to 23. So you're looking at major swings here, major volatility, major swings going back and forth. So you really got to pay attention to what's going on. I don't suggest that anybody that doesn't have a trading bag that they're willing to go ahead and take some risk on. If you don't have that, don't create it for this market. It's gonna be pretty rough. You got SPX 6900 right here, which you guys know I really like. It's trading sideways here right now. Looks like it's sitting right there at the top side of what was resistance before. It looks like it's trying to make it support right now. It looks like it's really trying to get on that support level right there. Well, make that old resistance support. So we'll see if it can hold that. The upside move to that is pretty good, right? If it can hold it. So we'll see. It seems like it's building up a solid floor. And we have Pepe again trading sideways, right? Just trading sideways right here with a lot of volatility up and down. We got to pull this chart back, like all the way back here. And if you look at it, you got to go all the way back to got to go all the way back to July 24th, somewhere up in there of 2020, 24, right up in here is the last time that I got some resistance of where it is right now, all the way back up in 24. So it's trying to build that same line right here. We're gonna see though. I think Pepe. You guys know how I feel about Pepe. Pepe's gonna overtake SHIB. It's gonna be good. What do I think about the ETH ETF right now? I own it. I own it on the BlackRock side. I think it's cheap. It's cheap right now. I think the Bitcoin ETF is going to start to get a little bit too expensive for people at some point here soon. And people will probably move to the Ethereum ETF. I think the XRP ETF will be bigger than the Ethereum ETF, to tell you the truth. When that's launched in June sometime, I think that there's more demand for the XRP ETF than there is for the Ethereum ETF. Just in the stock market, right? Because people hear about XRP all the time, and they don't necessarily hear about Ethereum as much. So I think there'll be a little bit more demand for that XRP ETF when they launch all 18 of them than there is for the Ethereum ETF right now. But the Ethereum ETF is cheap right now. I got it on the BlackRock side. I own the BlackRock Ethereum ETF, and we'll see where it goes. It's performed pretty well lately. As far as Ethereum ETF performance, it hasn't performed nearly as well as Bitcoin's, but it's had last week was a good week for it. So I like it. I like it long term. But I like the XRP ETF better when it comes out. I think it's going to have a bigger bang when it comes out, just because people hear XRP all the time. We got Solana sitting over here at 162. Definitely big swings in Solana. See Solana sitting up here 173 on some of these wicks, all the way down to 162. That's a $9 swing. That's a big swing for Solana, right? Like when we look at it, and you look at the RSI, it's all the way down. This thing is oversold. Will we start to buy this thing back up a little bit? Not yet. Doesn't look like the RSI is ready to turn that yet, but it definitely looks like it's way oversold territory. So hopefully we can get some movement on that. Yeah, the Ripple cross-border payment is going to be massive. Like here's the thing: is you got to look at these things in sectors, right? So when we look at institutional cross-border payments, who's the leader in that? It's XRP, right? There's just no doubt about that. People can't argue. People can argue back and forth, but at the end of the day, XRP is the largest cross-border payment solution out there. There's no doubt about it, and everybody knows it. Big institutions know it, and they're ready to invest in that, right? In the case, pretty much over. Torres not happy. Judge Torres not happy. He's not happy with the federal government. But I think that thing will take its course, and it'll move through, right? Who's the biggest RWA mover right now? You have Chainlink in the RWA space. You got a couple other layer one blockchains in the RWA space. But when you talk about somebody, I think Ondo's probably the biggest just pure RWA project out there right now, right? It doesn't do anything else but RWA. I think Ondo's the biggest project out there right now for that. And when you get person-to-person person-to-person payments, right? Just me to you, or retail, things like that, little retail stuff like that. XLM's probably the leader there, probably the leader in the clubhouse for that. You got XLM probably leading the way there, right? And then when you get to a lot of these financial transactions and things like that, from when it comes to stock markets and things like that, like I said, you got Ondo, and then you got XDC. XDC, I think, is going to play a bigger role in more of the on-chain type of stuff, like titles, mortgages, titles, land surveys, things like that. But they're going to definitely play a role. So you got to break these things down in sectors, and everybody wants everybody to compete with everybody. But if you really look at it, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, right? And when it comes together, it's all going to come together as one, and that's going to be when everything explodes. Palantir, they might have a big move this week. All right, Junior, have a good one, brother. They might have a good week this week. It looks like they may have a good week this week, I should say. I own a lot of stocks, though. I own a lot of stocks. Nvidia. I own the whole Nasdaq. I own it. I own the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell. I own a lot of Nvidia, Tesla. See what else do I got in there? I have some real estate stock in there, that dividend type of stock. I own a lot of Ford because of the dividend stocks. And I'm trying to think what else I got in that. What else I got in that portfolio? I own an ETF where it takes the biggest tech stocks and puts them all in one ETF. So kind of double my exposure there. I own Coinbase stock. Bought that dip. On Coinbase stock as well. I own some Robinhood stock. So I own a lot of stock. But that's so long term for me. Like, I look at it, and like when the market crashes, I just go in and buy it. It's long term. I own the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF. It's all sitting in there. It's just long term stuff. What's a good AI? What's a good AI stock? Everybody's in AI right now. If you're looking probably for one of the biggest AI plays when it comes to stocks, I mean, yeah, I think Amazon's going to probably be one of the biggest AI plays when it comes to stock, because they're throwing their AI out across everything, deliveries, orders, the cloud. They have AI going everywhere. But as far as just an actual AI stock, There's really not a lot of them out there that I feel confident in when it's just AI. But when you look at these companies that are gonna AI is gonna dramatically change the way that they do things. I think that Amazon's probably going to be the one that benefits the most from AI and is putting the most money behind AI because they have so many different businesses that they can do that with. So Amazon's going to be the biggest AI play probably. They're going to use it the most. And yeah, we own Amazon. You can't be in stocks and not own Amazon. Are you kidding me? Amazon owns everything. But yeah, it's probably the biggest AI play out there. But individual stocks for AI, they're just not there yet. The stock market's just not there yet. But NVIDIA, nothing happens in AI without NVIDIA. Nothing. Not the chips. If you don't have the chips, if you don't have the NVIDIA chips, you can't run AI. You know, and that's one of the reasons I own so much NVIDIA. But yeah, so let's move on here. What else we got going on? Let's check on this crypto market. Let's see where everything is going before we get up out of here this morning and wrap this thing up. The hour is looking good. The hour is looking pretty good right now. So I like where we're filling in on this hour compared to where we were filling in on the day. We're holding it. We're back up above that 103, that 103 mark for Bitcoin. I think that's important that we hold that. And it looks like this morning it's going to fill in. Ethereum looks like it's starting to move up just a tad bit here, which is good. XRP moving up, moving on up. BNB holding the line right there at 140. Got to see this. I mean, at 640. Got to see this thing above that 650 mark so it can make that move to the upside. We got Solana sitting here at 162. Man, Solana is like it's way oversold right now. So we're way oversold on Solana right now. So we've got to you're going to see some buying come in on Solana because we're just way oversold. We're just way oversold. But yeah, so Chainlink's doing this thing as well. Project that I think I got into this weekend. You guys can take a look at it if you want. Because I got the chart up here. This isn't even a paid promotion. And you guys know I don't really do a lot when it comes to these low market caps, and they ain't pushing that money towards me. But I got into this one this weekend. It seems to be okay. It's called VVBot. This is a Telegram bot, which is absolutely a great Telegram bot for trading. It goes across Base. It goes across a bunch of other platforms and actually does a lot of volume. And you can actually trade tokens. What I like about this one is you can actually trade tokens just by using your Telegram handle. Like if I wanted to send Ladybug some tokens, I would just punch her Telegram handle in there and boom, and send her tokens. I don't even need her wallet address. Same way I believe with the maybe they're doing it on X too as well, but I got to go back and check on that and see if they're using the X handles as well. But Telegram, you can just send tokens from wallet to wallet using your Telegram handle, which I think is pretty big, and they're getting integrated into a lot of these launch pads. So I like a bot that gets integrated into launch pads because I don't want to be in every single launch pad trading tokens. I don't got time for all that nonsense. But I do like this VVBot. It kind of was. I didn't get into pre-sale because I don't really do pre-sales anymore because you get wrecked on pre-sales. So I waited for the launch. So I've been kind of following this one for a little while, just as they were kind of talking about it here and there. So, but yeah, definitely not doing too bad. Sitting at 628K right now, 65 65.3K in liquidity, which isn't bad. Got a 94.5K holders, a lot of holders in there, and 24-hour trading volume of 165, 165K, 24-hour trading volume. So not too bad. Definitely a project maybe worth looking into. But I like this bot. If it does a couple million, then you're making a pretty good money. But we'll see. We'll see where this project goes. Like I said, this isn't a paid promotion. I'll tell you if it was, but it's not. I don't usually do that unless they give me that bread. But we'll see. That's bullish. Yeah, I like it. I like where you can send tokens, and I don't need your wallet address and stuff like that. Like I can just do it right through your handle, boom, and it's done. And I like to be able to buy and sell on Launchpad on some of these launch pads without actually have to go to the launch pad, because I don't want to flip in between the Ape Store, the one over there that Coinbase has, all of these different launch pads. I don't want to switch in between all these guys. Buy a token and then set my sell parameter as well, like sell 25% of this when it gets to this price, man. Just kind of dump it when it gets to this price, and that's the kind of stuff I like, because I like this, I like to be able to do that. QNT is a sleeping giant. Selmo, you are absolutely right. QNT is a definite sleeping giant. We talk about that all the time. Quant is one of these projects. There's 3 projects that I think that are being suppressed right now by the lizard people. It's Quant, it's Chainlink, and it's Ondo. I think that them 3 projects right there, there's so much institutional investment that are in them projects that they're suppressing the price, because they're just loading their bags and they're suppressing the price. Them 3 projects right there, I think, are being suppressed the most out of the whole cryptocurrency right there. Them 3. And I think when they take their foot off of them, you're going to see them 3 projects right there explode. It's Quant, Chainlink, and Ondo, I think, are the ones that are just being suppressed by the big institutions. I think XRP was being suppressed, but I think that they've kind of taken their foot off of that now. So XRP is just kind of doing what it does, right? But the other 3 right there, I think when they take off, it's going to take off. No fear of Seiko. No fear of Seiko having that issue. Oh, you ain't lying, man. But yeah. So I don't know, if you guys want a low market cap project, check out VVBot. I don't know. The devs seem to be pretty cool. The devs seem to be, very very innovative and rolling things out. Go check out VVBot. It's on Base. It's cheap to trade, but sitting at 628K right now. It's kind of low when you're looking at where it was. It likes to play between 620 and 700K. So it seems to swing up through there. Volume's good. Go check it out. Check it out if you want to. But yeah, so definitely market's turning around, baby. Market's turning around. Let's go. Let's get a good Monday. Let's go. Let's get these volumes moving. Let's get a good Monday. Let's go over here and check on. I want to check back on this market cap over in here real quick. Let me just refresh this real quick. I want to see where we're headed now that the market's starting to open. We're starting to get closer and closer to open. Let's see where we're at. Still at 325, 71. It's starting to come up. You see this ticked up 1 point right here, right? Altcoin season ticked up 1 point. Looks like I told you guys we're teetering right here. This was 24 out of 100 when we first started. So the alts are starting to get some love right now. Alts are starting to get some love this morning. So this is a good thing. And look at the Ethereum it ticked back up to 9% when we started. It was at 8.3. Damn, we're pumping Ethereum today. So the dominance started to come back up to 9. So alts are definitely getting some love as the morning moves on. So that's great news. That's great news. Come back over here. We'll roll back down to this total 3. See where this market cap is on this total 3. See if it's bouncing off of 865 billion. Yeah, it's definitely bouncing to the upside. Hey, alts are getting love, baby. Alts are getting love right now. So could be a good day. Could be a good day in the market. Let's check. Let's check over here at what we got going on with some of these. There you go. There you go. You got Moondang is absolutely smoking this week, man. This meme coin right here is the winner of the week right here. I'm telling you guys, this thing is up. Where are we at? Let's go to the week here. Actually, let's go to the month. You get a better picture. But look, this thing over the past month has just absolutely smoked it, man. Probably the biggest gainers of the month, right? You guys know I like Popcat. It's up this morning as well. Where's Whiff? Because Whiff couldn't hold on to $1. It's in at 94 cents. I think that thing will creep back up to $1. Mung hanging in there doing his thing, man. Turbo doing this thing. Popcat, you guys know I love me some Popcat. Sitting at 43 cents. Doing his thing. So we're gonna see where this morning goes right here. Some of the meme coins are moving a little bit, which we like to see. Everything that we really watch over here, it's all green for the most part, except for Algorand, FET, and Sui this morning. It all seems to be turning around. So definitely love where that's at right now. So we're in good position so far this morning. This could turn, right? This could turn with one tweet, one anything, but. Let's see where we're headed. Seiko, where are we headed this morning, man? Never gonna have fear. Nah, we don't have fear. We ain't scared. We ain't scared of nothing. So we ain't scared of nothing. But yeah, so be careful today. A lot of volatility, guys. We're running up, we're pulling back. We're running up, we're pulling back. So just be careful today. Let the market come to you. Don't chase this market. Let it come to you is probably the best way to play this market. Set your price targets and then just set them. And sometimes the best way to set the price targets is just on a limit order. So just set them targets, get your buys in, get your sells in, do what you got to do on any big pullbacks. Only thing I'm doing, guys, is I'm buying short-term bags, and on the next pump up, I'm going ahead and I'm getting rid of them short-term bags, and I'm trying to make some money going up, and trying to buy on the pullbacks and make some money going up. And I think that that's the best way to play this volatility. What's up, Big Watch dude? What's up? Good morning. Do you think I think so. I think the CMEs with XRP is going to do well. I think it'll have some positive movement in the price. Talked about this a little bit earlier. The one thing about XRP is I feel so bad for them because every time they have big news, we're always in a sideways or downward market, right? Like every time they release something big, like it's like, damn, man, the market's either going sideways or it's going down, right? Like, can they get a spot? Can they get a spot where they release something big and the market's already on an uptrend? It just seems like every time they release something big, it's like damn, man, release that thing in the big market. Yo, I'm drinking that Kool-Aid with these Pop-Tarts, baby. Got me some coffee though. I don't drink Kool-Aid no more. I used to with all that sugar in it, bag of sugar per Kool-Aid, come on, man. But yeah, no, I think it'll have some positive price action on XRP. I think Big Watch. I think that I just wish that XRP could get this break where they release something when the market was actually pushing up. I think it would. They just seem to the timing. And I don't know if that's calculated. I don't know if the lizard people are just calculating when XRP is releasing things and taking it. I don't know what's going on, but like every single time they got news, it's like in a sideways or downward market. And it's like, man, can they release some news on a pump, right? I think, I think that would be some great for XRP, great for my bags. I'll tell you that. But yeah, but I think it'll bring some positive price action, even long term. I think it'll bring positive price action. Used to love that grape Kool-Aid. You grape? Nah, man, you was grape. I was cherry, baby, cherry with a whole bunch of sugar up in that bad boy, a whole bag of sugar up in that Kool-Aid, man. Grandmas used to make it. Maybe we just maybe it was just the cherry because it was cheap, but we always had the cherry. But all right, you guys have a great Monday. We're up out of here, guys. I'm gonna do our thing. We'll be back at you guys on Wednesday. We're doing this again. Be careful today. Be very, 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 very careful today, guys. This market is extremely volatile right now. Extremely volatile. So be careful. You still in the Roni? Truth? No. Truth? No. You know how I am about development. About development. Someone. You have to put things out, right? And they didn't put anything out, and that made me exit. They didn't put anything out. I kind of said it on here a little bit, and I was telling you guys, you guys better pay attention to the chart. Pay attention to the chart. Pay attention to the chart, and protect your investment. Pay attention to the chart. But yeah, they just didn't put anything out. Somo, and when you don't put anything out, and then it's time for me to exit. It's time for me to exit. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. If they put something out, I might go back in. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes, man. See you guys on Wednesday, guys. See you guys on Wednesday, and we'll see where this market heads today. But definitely be careful, guys. We up out of here for the day. You guys have a great day. Be careful. It is Monday. Go enjoy your day. Go enjoy Monday. Go to work. Go do what you guys got to do. Then get outside. Spend some time with friends. Spend some time with family. And remember, crypto's only a small portion of your life. So, make sure you're taking care of the rest. So with that, guys, we up out of here, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.